Hello, everybody. Welcome to the live. I haven't did one in a while, so I figured I would get on here and do one. Now, I have been drinking some juice, so my lips and stuff are stained. Um, Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to SkitLanta Commentary. Welcome to the chat where you can sit here and talk to me. We got oh, let me stop. Welcome, welcome. How y'all doing today? How was y'all day today? Mine was interesting, actually. Very, very interesting. Got a lot of stuff I got going on here. I'm finding myself um getting wrapped up in a lot of stuff that's happening. But I have been back to studying um this system, this new system that they got here. Um, it's really complex, actually, to be honest with you. Hopefully, y'all see my last video where I talked about how I'm going to start writing pamphlets on information that I acquire and find out and test to make sure it actually is what's happening, not just my thoughts, but it's facts that I will be releasing out when I did a product about the system. Uh, Yeah, I had a conversation with somebody earlier, and we were talking about on my post. We were talking about the highest paying niche on YouTube. Hey, Snookums. How you doing, Bradley? How are you? And they were talking about the information that I was sharing with them about YouTube not being, I mean, not YouTube, finances not being the highest niche on YouTube. What it's not, but you're looking and searching your information on Google. I'm looking and searching my information outside of Google. Google is not going to give you the accurate information they don't want you to know. They're going to feed you information that they want you to know. That is just that. It's stuff that they don't want you to know. They're not going to tell it to you. Come on, let's use it right here. Uh, you in the hospital, Bradley? What happened? How you doing? You had an accident or something, or you sick? Your whole left side of your body went numb. What did they say? If you don't mind me asking. Welcome to the jungle. Let me see what Brett said. Yep, it's stressing out. Mm, I'm doing therapy now. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Bradley. So it was caused by stress that you're. They didn't say it was a stroke or thing, was it? Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, that's sweet. Well, I'm glad you're still checking out my videos and you're still in tune. Whew. Yeah, I figured that's what it was, a mild stroke. Mm. But you are anticipating to make a full recovery, correct, Bradley? Oh, I'm not. You still my baby, right? Okay, that's good. That's good. LaShawn Bradley, he like a lot of them make me laugh. You hear me? But he is still sweet though. He say he love everybody, huh? It's all right. You can love people. I mean, we can all love each other. As long as you ain't think making somebody think they're your one and only. Yeah, Bradley, he makes me laugh. But I'm so sorry that you're going through that. Because Lord knows I be in a lot of people's lives now. I'll be telling a lot of people I love them, but I definitely be in a lot of people's lives and comments and on their videos. Yeah, it's all about connection. Don't forget to hit the like button, y'all, if y'all are inside my live. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I know it's been a hot minute since I've been on the live. It's just, whew, like I said, things been crazy for me, and mainly because my schedule was off. My sleeping patterns had to get off. I was going to bed early in the morning and waking up later in the afternoon. So I couldn't really, by the time I get started doing what I needed to do, I ain't had no time to come on the live. You said I had your number. Well, according to Miss LaShawn, you love on everybody, Bradley. I can't be just going throwing myself out like that. Not with you, I can't. Because you got a girlfriend on every live. Oh. Oh, I'm your number one. Oh yeah, yeah, okay. I hear you. I hear you. Right. I keep telling people, mm, they better look outside of Google. They always be searching stuff. I mean, Google is the most well-known search internet there is. Don't get me wrong. But when you're trying to find information about Google and about you, you got to leave off of the Google search engines, and you have to leave off of the YouTube platform, because they're only going to show you what they're going to show you. Like it's mind-boggling how people think sometimes. You got my number. It's like you're scared of calling me or whatever. I ain't scared of calling nobody. The most profitable top niches. Or should we say Google owns YouTube? I think I say it backwards. I say YouTube owns Google. No, Google owns YouTube. Basically one and the same company. It's the same exact company. They're together. Like in the same. April 2nd. Oh, okay. So your birthday coming up next week. My sister's birthday in April. And my son that I lost, he would have been born in April. Baby sister for my mom is her birthday is 24th of April actually. Hey, Dad Pookie, how you doing? Hmm, Make sure I didn't miss nobody here. Can I call you on your birthday? Oh, oh, that's the car one is the second. Yeah, tech is the number one. No, tech got the highest niche. Let's see. I'm looking at the actual physical amounts of everything. Yes. Finances pay you anywhere between 12 and 25 per 1,000. The tech niche literally pays you anywhere from $30 to 700. I don't know why people don't go off of the platform to really research this stuff to see what's what. I finally saw your name on your page. Such a beautiful name. My second live now. How's the weekend so far? It is Friday, ain't? No, it's not Friday. It's Thursday. Is it Friday? Is it Friday already? Hold on, y'all. Oh my goodness, like I done lost track of what day it is. It's Friday. The 20. Oh my goodness. Um, Told y'all my time been a little bit off, so it's gone, y'all. Well, I'm glad to be able to make you laugh, Rachel. Thank you so much. Whew, Lord, and sometimes you gotta back away from that exposure mess, especially with that goddamn DoorDash. That girl is that woman is a hot mess. You hear me? And I hope y'all not be around here acting like other people on y'all platforms. Y'all be thinking y'all talking to somebody else, but y'all actually talking to her. And it's crazy because she be talking about herself in a negative way on people's comments. Really enjoy your content. You make me laugh. Oh, I thought it was something else. Dun, 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 dun. That woman got issues. Yeah, finances only pay between 12 and $25. That's what finance niche on YouTube is. I haven't even had higher niches on that just from talking about exposing people. You want the people to call her all She want the people to give her all their money, right? That woman is severely money hungry. But she says that in one of her videos where she goes, she's always had a problem with money all her whole life, like all her issues stem around money, and she never have enough of it. Well, that's because you be spending it, like, and you don't live within a she doesn't live within a means that suffices what she has. She wants to go above and beyond and be living in the extreme to make it seem like maybe at one point she had it like that. Now she don't, but she want everybody that she does because she feel like she has to do that in order to stay relevant. No, you don't. Just be yourself. I really do think a lot of people would really watch her stuff if she just stay honest. He's a motivator, so just motivate people. Just stop all that goddamn hollering and screaming like you know freaking lost your mind though. But that's gonna be her downfall. Always trying to scam somebody. Always trying to lie and take advantage of people. We serve cookies if you think that's okay. Just accept all. Get off my page. See? Yeah. Get a damn job you want thing. She's not living in the real world. She is in her own fan. Right. That is so true. Fantasy world just wish she would go away already. I hate using God for her cons. I hate her using God. Right. Me too. Me too. That right there is that's crazy. That's to me is just it's straight insanity. Just like these pastors be in these churches, lying to people, trying to get them to give you your money. Well, the one thing I can say about Marvin Sapp that he did when he's going off on Marvin Sapp, he shut the doors like Joe Clark did on Lean on Me. He ain't say God told him to do that. He never once said God told him to do that. He was out what he wanted y'all to do. Um, and he locked y'all in to make sure it happened, but he never said God told him to do it. You two should know something by now. They are reporting. A lot of people are reporting her. That's why I be trying to tell. I say on some of my videos, and I've even said this on a particular content creator video, that a lot of this stuff YouTube is actually allowing, and they're allowing it only while it's beneficial to them. Once they stop benefiting off of it, they're not going to allow it anymore. Um, so although and they don't mind us doing these exposure videos because that too is beneficial for them taking money from it. So they're not really gonna say anything unless it kind of get them in trouble. Now where they probably shut it down is if somehow it affects them and get them in a legal issue, then they're gonna say something. Well, it's not really mind-boggling to me because you got to think of the people's state of mind and the times that we're in. A lot of people are desperate because either they're losing jobs, they don't have enough money to maintain what they got going on. So if they see somebody who is looking the part like they're successful, they're gonna fall for it if they too want to be the way that they are, especially if they're saying they can make them like they are. I can bring my people to you. They see 76,000 people, and this person is promising them out of my 76,000, my fan base is gonna come to you if I'm sitting here your name. They're gonna fall for it if they don't know how it actually works. And that's why I say it's so important for people to be exposing because as these people are learning how this stuff actually works, they're gonna see that ain't gonna matter. That's not gonna work the way she's saying it. So she can say all she wants, but you're lying, and I'm gonna stop paying you my money. And really, that's what's gonna happen. It's gonna have to take that. It's gonna have to take the people that are actually watching her to be scammed and their money gonna have to go. If they're not willing to listen to other people telling them, they're gonna have to just go through it, pay their money, see it don't work, and then never go back to her again. And then they themselves probably start talking about her themselves. Um, because it's just people minds are so people are desperate. That's all it is. It boiled down to desperation. That is basically all it is. Right. They want everything now. They want everything quick and they want everything easy. That's why the whole thing on YouTube took off YouTube on easy mode. Because if anytime somebody think they can get something for nothing, they're gonna go for it. People with morals that just don't want to sell people a hype drink will not do that to other people because their conscience will not allow them to do that. A person without no conscience, they can do it. I don't care about you, so I'm gonna go and get what I gotta get out of you. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people that's like that. There's more people who are out for self than there is people that are actually looking out for others. And so that's why another reason why a lot of people are falling for it because if you're set up like that and you're willing to screw over somebody else, well guess what, somebody gonna screw you over eventually. It's called karma and it's gonna happen. So you attach yourself to what you don't like individuals. People attach themselves to her because it's something about her that they resonating with. It's either she's feeding into their desperation, she's feeding into not wanting to work, and she lazy. That's another thing about her. She lazy. She want money, but she don't want to put the real work into getting the money. That's why when I talk about her reviews, I have nothing against her doing reviews if she's going to do the review the correct way. Now, me personally, I let y'all know, doing a one-on-one review is really not business. It's not no business sense in that. It really isn't. Because you're gonna spend more time with one person trying to help them out, taking away from your time, trying to help that one person versus doing it in a classroom setting pre-recorded, which makes a whole lot more sense. And then you just give it out to a small group of people, and whoever get it. Who don't. But you pay for the same information that was valid for all people. That makes more business sense. Now, do I feel like after class, maybe who's over the class should have a connection with each person that paid them? Yeah, you should. So just in case they don't have clarity from your prepaid recorded classes, they can contact you and ask questions if they need to. That's just me personally. I think that's a good business character, show business character on your part. But a lot of people don't do that either. If you want more information from me, you're gonna pay to get my information. Some people take that stance, and it ain't nothing wrong with taking that stance if that's the stance you're gonna take. But be honest to the people that are supporting you that that's your stance. My stance is whatever I have, you're gonna pay me for what I have. Just be honest, right? Don't lie and like, oh, I'll never charge you anything, and then turn around and charge you something. Now you freaking liar, okay? Then charge me for something that ain't even worth whatever you're charging me. Now you're a scammer, okay? So you have to just be, you have to be upfront and honest with people, and you have to be direct and sincere with what you're doing. If it's a business, treat it like business, structure yourself around a business. You want to charge people, that's your right to charge people. I've never said anything to her about charging people other than the shout outs because it just don't make no sense. It don't make sense to charge somebody for a shout out. We all shout out people all the time. See somebody in my channel and I'm saying something to them, I'm shouting it out. Do I then turn around and say, hey, send me $25 for saying your name? That's crazy. Okay. What she is doing, I consider rants. She continues to YouTube. I see her videos on syndicated video media. Can't watch her videos no longer. Right. Well, unfortunately, when you're doing exposure videos, you have to watch. I mean, you should watch. Okay, let me say this because there's a lot of people who are making videos that ain't really watching stuff. They're not watching it. They ain't paying attention to what's going on, and that's kind of an injustice to the people that you're doing the video on, and it's wrong for the person that you're doing exposure on because you might say something that may not be true because you didn't take your time to watch the video. Like a lot of other people, they don't watch the video, they just watch what they want and then they gone or they lose interest and they go. If you're gonna talk about somebody, I feel like you should at least watch it from beginning to the end so that way you can really see what's going on and then you can base either by your opinion on how you feel or base it off of facts. Like I choose to route of facts more so than opinions. Other than them eyebrows, I can't give them eyebrows. Like, I tried to. I was sitting there watching the video and I'm like, what in the world? I mean, it just drew you in. Like I said, I can't talk about nobody. I don't have eyebrows. I have them. They're very light. They're real light. They're almost like a light brown. Okay, so I can't talk about nobody as far as having no thick eyebrows or whatever. I don't have it. It's called, we have alopecia running our family. I don't have it on my sides of my head, but I don't have hair over my body like that. Okay, so that's how it affects me. But that tattoo that looked like she just stuck something, and my son does tattoos, so like, I'm not knocking tattoos, but that tattoo, and I don't know if the lady was being funny when she did it. It's just like I'm still trying to find that guy that I was talking about on my video, who she reminded me of. It's a white guy. He have dark black hair, and he has these thick hairy eyebrows. That's what her eyebrows remind me of every time I look at her. That guy, and then she got them glasses on there, which sits on top of the eyebrows, and so it's like, oh my goodness, girl, you done messed up this time. Woo, it's too much. I even had to ask my kids, because my older girls, they are into all the makeup and fashion and all that. So I had to ask. I said, y'all ever heard of micro shading? They was my one daughter that's like really really into fashion. She was like, oh God, that stuff looks so ugly. Anybody put that mess on and look like she had like a hairy mess. I was like, exactly. That's what I was saying about this one. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't just me, but because it looked weird. It looked like his spray painted on her eye, on her face, but it looked like it's a little hairy, like a little too much hairy. I don't know. I just had to ask them because I was trying to make sure it wasn't me just being nitpicking or just picking at her because that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to bring the facts out about what she's doing and how it's wrong. But man, I can get. I'm sorry, I can't get over them eyebrows. I can't. But how everybody doing tonight? Mm. Hey Damon, I seen you come on when I was in here running my mouth. I just want to make sure I went back and said hello. Hello to you. Yeah, I'm ramping and raving about some of the stuff that be going on YouTube. And another part about YouTube is it's just so many lies on this platform. And then it's a lot of people be talking about stuff they absolutely know nothing about. They just be sitting there saying stuff just because they sounds good, or either they heard somebody else that didn't know what they was talking about and they're just repeating it. Hey, Michelle, what's the word? Yeah, they're just repeating it, but that's no better than giving out wrong information to everybody as well. Like that right there irritates me because you can really tell who knows what they're talking about and who's just saying crap. Those eyebrows make her look like Groucho Market, Groucho Marx. I gotta pull that up. See exactly what I'm talking about. Hey, I got done with my two shows. Hey, Lauren, how you doing? I'm here for the exposure. You know that she's using the same thumbnail style as Dante now. Same font. Yeah, that's why I was saying she's copying him now before he was copying her because he said she was inspiration as to when she blew up because his channel wasn't doing anything. So when she did that video about quitting your job and getting your R on YouTube, he started following up to her. He started looking up to her and started following stuff that she was doing. He said that is so. Yeah, okay, you told me to look it up. Hold on, let me go look it up real quick so I can see what you're saying. But it's a comedian. I swear she looks like this man. I wish I knew what his name was. She's just like a black female version of him. Oh my god. This one back in the day. Hold on, let me think of that comedian. He done played in a lot of movies. Had them thick eyebrows. Yeah, he does. And that's kind of like, even though hers is shaped up, it's just it looked like it's spray painted. Like if I had something like this, it looked like I took some spray paint and I spray painted it and something going on. I don't know, it's weird. What is the topic of the live stream? Well, right now we're talking about your girl Dodash, talking about YouTube and all the lies that's fluctuating around this uh, platform. And I was talking to Rachel, and I was saying that he was in Schitt's Creek. Eugene Levy. Is that who? That's who I'm thinking of. He was talking about why YouTube is allowing a lot of stuff to happen if what certain people such as DoorDash are doing stuff that's not right. why they're allowing it to happen. Well, like I was telling him, it's because it benefits YouTube. As long as they're benefiting from it, they're not going to pull away from it unless it directly affects them legally. If they can get in trouble for it, then they can X that mess right on out of here. If it's not affecting them, they don't care. They really don't. Um, it has to be something directly against their rules, and I mean directly. The writing has to be on the wall. So essentially, even though what she's saying isn't true about YouTube YouTube is an agreement with it. Technically, they're not in agreement, but you're kind of slide a slippery slope of, you keep pushing the envelope, you might just very well get banned off this platform, but it's going to take a little bit more than just people complaining about it. She is literally going to have was he has thick eyebrows, has a commercial with the eyebrows flying around. They're showing it doing the Super Bowl. Hold on, hold on. Eugene Levy. That's probably him. That is probably him though. Yes, that is him. That's exactly what. Every time I look at her, I see this guy right here, just a black version. That is him. You're right, Eugene Levy. That is exactly who I was talking about. It was like, yeah, damn, like I can't stop thinking about this man. Yeah, I looked it up. That is definitely who I was talking about when I was talking about her eyebrows. Man, whoever the I don't know if she can get that fixed, but she need to go see if she can get that fixed because that don't even look natural. Uh, the nine though the nine though. Hi, how you doing? Welcome to the live. Go ahead and hit that like button. Yes. Oh my goodness. You know what? I'm gonna have to make sure I write his name down so next time I'm in a video I can reference him. But this is exactly who I was thinking of. I figured somebody knew what I was talking about if I kind of described them a little bit. Uh, yes, Lordy. Yeah, but that lady is a trip. But all we can do really is just continue to tell people you have to deal with the trolls, unfortunately, because just as many people that find out about her and don't believe her, she do have people that actually believe in what she's saying and what she's doing because they're being blindsided. They don't want to see it for what it really is. And a lot of it got to do with in order for them to see what she's doing, they got to look at themselves as to why they're accepting of it. And a lot of people ain't going to do that. A lot of people ain't going to look at themselves and find the fault in them as to why you're falling for this. And it's not saying that the victim is to blame. No, it's not. It's telling you to look at yourself and what it is it about her that is resonating with you so you can stop doing it. That's what it's doing. It ain't got nothing to do about saying the victim is in the wrong. No, it's not the victim in the wrong. Even victims that are being played upon in real life with scams is because of their vulnerability. And until they recognize that vulnerability, they will all fall for that same thing over and over until they realize what they're doing with them and they stop allowing it to happen. You know, you can do that to people. You can do that even with people unfortunately. People who are kind hearted and sincere in real life, and no matter what, if all other people let you down, you can always run to that person. But do people really think about what you're doing when you're dumping all that on a person that you can rely on? Sometimes you have to say, well, I might not need to do that because although I know this person is going to do it, I might be putting a burden on that person. But once again, a lot of people don't think like that. Think people are only thinking about self. They're thinking about themselves before they think about others. So until you until you're ready to self-reflect about a lot of things, unfortunately, a lot of things even on this platform is not going to get changed. But only help those that are willing to listen. Um, and me personally, myself, I listen to everybody. including the trolls when we're on videos, because maybe they might allow me to see something that I wasn't seeing as to why people are falling for, for the foolishness. Not that they're going to convert me over to start believing the foolishness, but maybe it's something they're going to say to allow me to open my eyes a little bit wider to see why so many people are falling for for the trap, you know? And it's, I know we talk about her a lot because that's just, it seems like that because we're all in that same little group talking about, these couple of individual DoorDash and Dante London. But there are so many other people on this platform that are doing this, some of them just a little bit smarter and slicker than these two, you know. So they hide it a little more well than what they're doing. Unfortunately, these two act like they ain't got a clue, and they just keep exposing themselves. But I will say this. I always will say this. I do not think Dante London is a scammer. I do not. I do not. I do not. He is not a scammer. He's a liar. He's a manipulator. He is a narcissistic person, but he ain't no scammer. Okay. Um, and maybe there might be some issues going on with him too, as well. I'm kind of picking up on that as well. And then somebody came on Clones TV a couple of days ago, earlier this week, posing as his quote unquote cousin Steve, and was talking about he had mental issues. So I'm willing to believe what Steve was saying, because that's how he acts. He acts like something is going on with him. He's always back and forth, almost kind of seems slightly bipolar a little bit. He does stuff irrational, but when he comes to his senses, he kind of remorseful about what's doing. I don't know if it's all an act. I don't know if it's if it's if that's really how he is. I don't know, but something's going on there. But I will never say that boy is a scammer. I will just say he's a big liar. But they're not the only ones. Not by a long shot. Um And once we understand, or well, more people already understand how this freaking system works, and it's really this new system, y'all, is such a hard and complex system to break through, to get outside of your small group that you're locked into. Um, we get tired of talking about her. Yet it's because what she's doing is so wrong, right? Everyone has to find their niche on here and work hard creating and being unique. She is not unique. She definitely ain't unique. And well, you know what? We say she ain't unique because she copying off of people, but in a sense, she is kind of, because she keep taking on different characteristics of other folks to the fact where I don't really think she know who she is. Like, she's taking on too many different personalities. She's trying to emulate so many people that I think she done lost who she really is. Unfortunately, I don't know. Whatever creativity she came on with in this platform, it's somehow getting lost in the sauce. That's why it's coming off a little, sometimes disturbing, really. Right. It's kind of coming off a little disturbing, and that's why you'll find me sometimes like I'll talk about it, or I'll wait to do like two or three videos before I'll just collab all of them together, and then I'll talk about it because it becomes a little too much. Back last, I was one of the ones that was exposing her last year, and I literally had to walk away from that because it was becoming just too much. Yeah, she was, and it wasn't the people; it was just her. She was too much. She was too much to keep up with all the stuff that she was doing. Um, and it took me a while to kind of jump back on that. Somebody told me a while back, they was like, she's probably, and it could be the way I was handling it back then, because a lot of my exposures wasn't necessarily, I was talking about what was doing, but I was talking at her more so than I was talking to the people. So it was like I was kind of like exposing her, but I was talking to her, hoping she saw it. So maybe something she still had a decent bone in there somewhere. She didn't want to screw over people. So it became like a little irritating, constantly keep talking to like I was just talking to a brick wall, you know? So now I do it more so where I'm talking to the people. I'm not necessarily talking to her, or either I will talk about a situation that she's doing and showing you how why it's not right, why it don't work, and stuff like that. Um, she's breaking down little by little. She was doing this last year, right? Exactly, because I was exposing her last year. I've been on about the past 6 months or so, right? I really got back active on YouTube around October of last year, and that's when I kind of October of last year is when I jumped back on as a creator. But back in I want to say June, July is when I actually ran into DoorDash channel and I started watching her. And at first she just came off as a motivator and somebody that's really hyping you up. And I was like, like I said, some things she said, I was like, okay, now she knows she need to stop. But it still was entertaining. At that point, back in June, July, it wasn't scammage. It was more so just all that yelling, screaming, hyping, and all that other stuff. She didn't become a scammer part that I saw on YouTube, far as YouTube was. In October, I found out about the Curl Smiler. But far as YouTube, she had become the scammer until towards the end of last year. She gained 30 plus subs since I started watching her, but her views aren't the same. Right. Well, actually, she gained all the subscribers around June when I first had started recognizing her because she jumped. It literally happened within a couple of weeks as to when her channel blew up. Like when I first started watching DoorDash, she had that many subscribers. Literally, she had I want to say she had a couple of thousand, and then out of nowhere she blew up, and then she had like 30 something. And then next time I saw her video, she had like 70 something. So, but since she got the massive amount, it hadn't grown no more. It stayed stagnant. I think it's been a little longer than a month that she hasn't really gained any subscribers. She's been getting like a few here and there, but nothing dramatic as to like you could see a significant change. Um, she's probably breaking down. I read that. She gained 30 plus subscribers. I started watching her reviews. You're right. She seemed genuine and wanted to pep the people up. Exactly. And I think that's why when I'm talking and exposing people, that's why you always hear me say, yes, she's a good motivator. She's a good inspirational person because she drew me in. I'm all about me personally. My personality outside of this platform is when I'm around a whole bunch of people, I'm the type of person when I get in a crowd, I like people laugh. I like to joke around. I like to have fun. So when I saw that, that's what resonated with me with all her. Okay, she's like a cool person, until I started catching her up in her lives, right? Yeah, something wasn't right. And like I said in one video, second oldest daughter caught me watching one of her videos, and she was like, "Mama, what you watching this lady for?" And I'm like, "Why?" And she's like, "She is a liar. You don't need to be watching her." And I'm like, "How you know this woman's a liar?" You just walked me in here watching me watch, and all of a sudden she's a liar. Tell me, Mama, this woman is lying. She's a liar. And sure enough, she was a liar, just like my daughter had said. Not only a liar, but a scammer as well. Well, according to everybody else, 'cause like I said, when I got in with DoorDash and I started watching her, by that time y'all had done ran that man, or they had done ran Dash of Faith off. But they said he had did like a big thing money grab where people were sending money to his chat, and she was promoting people to do it. And they felt like that they were intertwined with each other. Some even said that they was in a relationship with each other. But when people was exposing them for what they were doing, he was smart. He left it alone. He got off the platform. She stayed behind. Right. That's how you know something is going on with her because your compadre in crime, he had the common sense to stop and go. You don't have that common sense. You keep going. And then you keep elevating. Like, even in some of her videos, when she be talking and explaining this to the people about what she getting ready to do, it almost seems like she's convincing herself. And you can literally see it. Like, oh my God, I don't believe I just said that. It's like she's making herself She's convincing herself and she's convincing others what's going on. Yeah, she says she's doing good on YouTube. Yeah, that girl ain't doing good on YouTube. She's going good. Where she's going good at is those shout outs. Where she could have done good at was those reviews. And at first she was until those people start complaining about their reviews that they was doing. Because you notice since she been getting them, that girl ain't do no more reviews. Almost everybody that paid her $200 for review all complained. Only person that I know that didn't was that one that call herself trying to get slick. Uh the just somebody, just OLLU or whatever it was. She was the only one that I have not heard complain about their review. It's never it's the I never did that for me. Right, just in the line. So much she claims as a first she has already done before correct. Oh yes, I just heard about recently about her and Dash of Faith. Yeah, well that actually happened last year, early part of last year when that happened. Um, with her and Dash of Faith. And that's the thing, like because she keeps deleting stuff, you're only gonna hear about it if you happenly scroll upon somebody that exposed her, like Carter, like me in October. Now y'all are seeing syndicated TV, syndicated video media. He wasn't doing none of this back then when we was all doing it. But because he's doing it now, and she's continuing on with her steps, he kind of like joined in with the exposures. So you're hearing a lot more from him, and I'm assuming from him because he got those multiple channels on him as to why a lot of people are gravitating to him because people know him from other channels. But mainly, who was really going hard on her was that darn Carter. Carter was going extremely hard on this woman until Dante kind of jumped on the scene, and then he started going hard on Dante, and then he kind of backed away from Dodash. But and then it was like people who was buying her stuff. So it was people who was buying the $19 course talking about how you can be on YouTube. And there was really nothing in there to tell you how to be successful on YouTube. Then she came out with the $29 editing. Right. Um, right. I don't understand that either. The only thing I can think of is how she able to spend night is that girl just ain't got no conscience. She literally can't have a conscience. She can't have a conscience. Not doing all this. Facts. Didn't Dante try to get dude channels? Yes. Dante tried to get more than just dude. He did get Carter's on, but see, Carter take the stance of he don't care. He know how this system work. He can make his stuff grow really fast, so he'll just start another one. That's the stance that Carter takes. Greg Craig Cash TV. He went after Craig Cash TV. He went after Carter, and he went after Brothers Media TV. And I don't think Craig, I don't know if Craig Cash, his original channel, not the reincarnated one, but the original one, I don't know if he actually fought it, but Brothers Media TV actually fought for his. Because everybody kept saying, oh, they not getting their channel back. They're not gonna get it because he started their channel. And I kept saying, oh yes, they can get all of them get their channel back if they just fight it because what he's doing is wrong, and he was giving people permission to do that, and all they have to do is follow the guidelines because I'm a reaction channel myself. All you got to do is follow the guidelines and ain't nothing going to happen. And I think Brother TV was the only one that went through the whole process of fighting it, and they actually got their channel back. But now you hear him talk. I was really thinking that Dante was going to talk about doing that, striking people's channels. But he didn't. Now I know I think it was Brother TV that said they felt like part of that wasn't him. It was probably Hannah that was making him strike those channels. Because one thing I noticed about Dante, if he does something, he's going to talk about it. Right or wrong, he's going to talk about it. And that's the one thing he never talked about. So I'm starting to believe what Brothers Media TV and Clones TV, because they're the same people. They just got different platform. They got different YouTube channels are saying they believe it was because of Hannah. Hannah influenced him to do it. And I'm starting to believe that because he has yet to talk about it. And that's one thing I will say about him. If he did something, I don't know if it's his attitude, his cockiness, his arrogance, or whatever it is, he's going to talk about what he did and why he did it. And he hasn't did that. So that only leads me to believe that maybe she was the one who was doing that. And then also it makes me believe that she's also the one who's been talking to him about stop saying the lies about YouTube is on easy mode, the copy people and everything else. Because if you ever look at her channel, she doesn't say any of that on her channel. At first she did when she first got started, but I guess as she was learning and realizing what actually worked, she stopped. And now she doesn't do that. She focuses more on whatever they got going on, her cooking and all this other stuff. She don't be feeding for a whole bunch of lies. She just literally just giving them content. And so even to me personally, I think even if she did do that because she don't understand how YouTube really works, whether she did it or she convinced him to do it. I think at this point, both of them probably learned that was a learning experience for them, how everybody was attacking them or whatever, and they both learned from that. And it just don't seem like they will take that route anymore because he did, and she did, because Hannah's channel should literally be way bigger than it is because of Dante's channel. But right as her channel was starting to grow, all that stuff took place, and people took that out on her just like they took it out on him. And so her channel wasn't able to grow the way it was initially set out to grow. So she got to go through growing pains now from where she's at. But I think if they continue with what they're doing right now, if he continue to be honest with everybody and continue to do it the right way, they both can take off and the both of them can make some really good money. As long as they stop falling behind that freaking DoorDash and her antics she's doing, I think they got a chance. Um, hey Planner Girl, how you doing? I was talking when you came on. Yeah, they got a chance, but I don't know if we'll see with Dante because Dante he has some narcissistic and he has his ego. It's like I don't know if it's I don't think it's because it's in his age because I think he's like in his late 20s. At some point, something should be clicking far as being more mature. I just think it's just his cockiness and his ego. Because just like even with the job thing, he know that boy knew he was fired. He already knew. I mean, like I said, the cousin came on the live with on Clones TV, Brothers Media TV, who was one and the same. He came on there telling everybody after the second day, Dante had lost his job. He was fired and everything else. And we was like, you on here telling this boy business? We ain't seen none of that. But then later, a couple of days afterward, Dante came out and said he thought he lost his job. Nah, bro, you already knew you lost your job. How we knew we lost your job before you telling us you lost your job? It was he just had to figure out a way to come out and tell everybody. Dante doesn't want to work. He's putting YouTube first. He is. That's it. But he said tonight. He said he had came to the realization that he really does have a problem, and that he feel like he just don't feel like a job is what's gonna work for him. But I mean, let's take out YouTube. Let's act like you never blew up on YouTube. If you're taking that stance, that means life ain't for you because in order for you to make it in this life, you got to work. And he just, I mean, you never know what may happen to YouTube. And you got a child, a young child, that so you have to have something other than YouTube. Whether it is YouTube, I'm sorry, whether it is a job or whether it is a business that you started on your own, you need some other money coming in for your child. To say a job ain't for you and you got a child, then you don't need to be a father at this point because that whole responsibility should not go on your baby's mom. And he even said that today in one of his videos. He's starting to realize they got a problem when it comes to that. Um, right. That's what I say. I don't think it's about him being like my oldest is 30 years old and she got a very good head on her shoulders. My youngest 20 some year old daughter, she is 26 years old and she got a great head on her shoulder. My 19-year-old son act like he got more sense than this 30-year-old man. Like this don't make any sense. Um, right. He made several calls. Content. Exactly. He knew. The way them people, that's what I'm like, boy, just stop it. The way these people ain't connecting you, you already know. And you see what that guy said when the guy had met him outside. He man, you didn't even come back to work. I mean, what do you expect? He already knew he didn't have a job. He hurry up and clip that scene. You noticed that he hurry up and clipped it when the guy said, "You ain't come back." Okay, yeah, we know you got fired. I know he was done after that car video. Well, and like I said when on one of my videos, and I also said that on Clone's Media TV on theirs. I'm in transportation. So when it comes down to that commercial insurance with any transportation company, that boy was filming on camera. Now the camera was parked up in the car, but he flying down the freaking street. The moment somebody that they probably saw that mess on YouTube because they know he's a YouTube content creator, and that's probably what they probably was watching him anyway. Now I never worked at a car dealership, so I don't know if they have cameras inside the cars before they sell it. But I'm sure that that clip that somebody at that dealership, and that's why he got fired because you cannot be driving, recording in a company car with commercial insurance. You can't do that. And if they find out, you're automatically terminated. You're gone. That's it. They're not even person to deal with you. You know how many people I had to let go when I was an operations manager for a transportation company because of that very thing? It was no negotiation. It was no talks because our insurance company will not tolerate it. We will become for one, transportation commercial insurance is already high as crap. It is extremely high, right? And that's why a lot of people don't go into transportation on their own because of the insurance alone, right? So to do something like that, you was already asking to get fired. But like to me, I think mentally he didn't want to be there anyway. So I'm thinking subconsciously he did it because he didn't want to begin with. I really think he was more so pressured by Hannah to get a job because Hannah seems like she's a more stable individual. She and her mindset is a little bit more mature. So if she's looking at they're going to be a family, she's looking at outside of YouTube there got something else for our stability when it comes to us as a couple that we got to be doing something else. So she's probably putting that pressure on him about getting out. He really don't want to get one, just like all the other women he done been with, pressuring him to get a real job. I'll support you with YouTube, but you need to go get your job as well. And he's just trying to tolerate her until he realizes he can't tolerate her no more because they're on different wavelengths. Right. Hannah ain't going for that. You can tell by the way that girl how she handles herself. She's very professional. She's all about business. She loves him, so she's willing to push a little bit of her core beliefs to the side because of the love she has for him. But at the end of the day, she's only gonna tolerate it for so long if he's not willing to change. And he could use it as content, right? And that's the thing. Han, he met her. She actually was doing that. Han used to do gig work when before she had connected with Dante. And so even when they got together, you that's why you see every now and then they would go out and do shots because she was getting him to do the gig work to try to make extra money on the side. So and he right. But that's the thing. He don't want to do nothing that requires real work. All he want to do is sit there and smack, drink and sip on his coffee like he's eating what they call them things the how the British beat the little biscuits and stuff with the coffee. He he has a I don't know it comes off like he's been living in the hood all his life, and I believe that. But inside, he feels like he's royalty or he's a money man or something. I don't. Something is off there to where he feels like a job is beneath him. No, a job is not beneath you, son. You need to work. You have to work in order to make it in life. He shouldn't have left that low income housing in. Right. He really should. And to be honest with y'all, yeah, and I said this in a video, I honestly think he was forced to leave. that low income housing, because let's think about it now. There is low income housing, and then there is HUD. All right, the low income housing and HUD all goes off of your income. So just like he was saying, he was on HUD more so than low income. Um, but if you make over a certain income for your household size, you still don't qualify. You have to fall within that guideline to stay there. And what happened with him, unfortunately, people was after they found out where he lived, because you around here advertising everything, and showing all your stuff around your house and stuff, people can piece that stuff together as to where you're at. Then somebody called down to his apartment complex, gave them the info, and them people are, I don't care how long they know Dante, they're gonna look into what they have to look into, because they too, in order for them to get them government grants, have to follow guidelines. They're not going to sacrifice business for you, and that's where he seems to have the disconnect. He think he's all that. Anybody's going to just stick their neck out for them. Him. That's not going to happen. Those people contacted his apartment complex, let them people knew about what's going on within his house, including his income, and all they probably did was look at YouTube, and that it's all right there, dude. You putting it all on the internet. If you knew you was in low income housing, you should have never released your income. If you knew you was in low income houses, you shouldn't have gave put it out there to the public that you were doing something against the guidelines for you to stay here. And once those people found out about that, he had to move. Point blank period. He can't stay there. I believe that Hannah is, because I noticed he just jumped putting hearts in our comments. She gives him advice, but he has to apply it and do it, period. Exactly. He does. Wow. Right. That's really what happened. And he even talked about, and the reason why I can make a conclusion is I've never been on a low income or HUD housing, because for me, I just don't like nobody in my business. Okay. But I have family members been on that and have done it, and I know how that crap works. Okay. And you can't stay there. You can't stay there if you not fall. It ain't, oh, you just pay market rate. No, it's not. You gotta get out of here. You gotta leave. It's time to go. They'll give you a certain time frame when you have to leave, but you just can't stay there, because the new apartment is a serious downgrade. What it look now? Some people have said that it's the same apartment complex. I don't think it's the same apartment complex, but what I do think is it's in the same area as the low income apartment, because the background. If you notice his balcony in the new apartment that he keeps showing, when he was outside of his real where he stays at now currently, it was the same background. It was the exact same background. I'm like, okay, this is the new house, but we're looking at the same, literally the same desert looking woods, the same highway right out from behind his house. So I think it's in a close proximity of where he was already living at. I mean, I'm not from there, so I don't know if there's another apartment complex around there, but literally it was the same background. So I don't know if it's the same apartment, but I do think it's fairly close to where he stayed. Yeah, that thing is little. They're gonna have to get rid of a lot of stuff that they have, because they're not gonna be able to fit that stuff inside their new house. That living room is smaller. Um, the kitchen kind of look a little bit bigger now that I've seen him back inside his apartment that he's in now. It do look a little bit bigger than what his older apartment is. But baby, what a luxury apartment! Did y'all know put a microwave? Normally the microwave be on top of the stove or be built somewhere inside the cabinet. They don't give you no broke down microwave on no cabinet. They do not do that on a luxury apartment. And there is something different about a luxury apartment, as far as like the towels on the floor, the bathroom. He has those towels, the old low income apartment towel things inside his tub. That's not how luxury look. Luxury looks different than that. It looks upgraded or something. Like, where's the luxury? You have most luxury apartments don't have coal stoves. They have like ceramic top stoves. Like, where is the luxury here? The cabinets is that's just not luxury. That might be renovated older apartment, but it's not luxury, not at all. And if that's what they're claiming, you better break your contract and go find you some real low luxury apartments because that ain't it. Right, his old apartment was very nice, and I kept before he started deleting his comments. I used to be inside his comments all the time saying you need to stay where you're at, stack up your money, use your head, refocus because you are like doing the wrong thing. And when he finally said that he was going to the luxury is the pool in the gym. When he had said that he was gonna stay, I made a comment in this thing. You probably done saved yourself. But he apologized and he said he was gonna stay in the house. I told him, I said, you probably done saved your channel and you made the best decision in your life to just stay your butt right there because you just don't know what's gonna happen. And you already got ripped off on a car. Who pays 21% on a freaking car loan? Like who does that? Bye, dude. I'm not gonna do that. I don't care if that was the car of my dreams or the truck of my dreams. I would have walked out of there for 21%, saved up my money. If I'm making $20,000 a month, that car brand new is not going to cost $100,000. Okay, I can save my money for a couple of months and go get that exact same truck, brand new, cash money, and you keep your 21%. You're not gonna rip me off like that. That right there showed me all I needed to know about his mentality. Ain't nowhere in the world anybody with any kind of sense is gonna pay 21% for a freaking car, and they got $29,000. Man, you would have got cussed out and would have walked straight up out of that mug. Well, I would have been gone. Okay. Deuces. Okay. I see you when I see you when I see you, brother. Huh? You're not finna do that to me. And when he finally well, he probably didn't realize once he started telling people and people looked at his contract, they probably said, you big dummy. What you signed this truck for? Uh, he should have his down payment. Wait, how much did he put down? He never really focused on how much he actually gave them down on the car. I know he said he had like 5,000, either 5 or 10,000 to go towards the car because he was, I really can take this money and go buy me a used car, but he didn't want to run into the problems of having to fix a used car. Well, here's the thing, Dante, that truck is still a used car and you still paying 21% and it still can break down just like a cash car could without the payments. It really didn't make any sense. You gonna buy me a 1976 Volkswagen big? Well, if it's a classic, baby, by all means, do so. Do so. I'll ride it in style. No, it ain't no car worth 21% interest. No car. Because by the time you pay that interest back on top of that car, you could have bought two or three of them mugs. Like that, man, whoever would have tried me with a 21% interest would have got their behind cussed out. I would have left up out of there. Man, I would have been causing a goddamn scene. You are really insulting my intelligence here. Like, I bet they was. And then to try to go get a job at a car dealership after you just let somebody rip you off on your car deal. That boy don't. He don't be thinking. He does not be thinking at all. Like I said, before, I used to give him all kind of advice in his comments trying to help him out, but when he was going through his little thing and he was erasing my comments. Well, some of them he kept there because I was seeing him for a long time, but he was ignoring, not responding to him. I just stopped. I'm not gonna sit here and waste my typing skills because this boy is not listening. But yeah, a lot of it was, and then a lot of it too was he was also listening to that goddamn DoorDash. Because if you listen to her video, she was telling him because after he had the conversation with his mama had done told him do not move out into a luxury apartment, save with your DoorDash came back and made a video talking about don't be listening to what they say. You have to put yourself in the position that you want to be. Go and sign that get that new luxury apartment. Do what you want to do, even though you can't pay it. First of all, who gonna listen to somebody who gonna tell you to go put yourself in debt knowing you can't pay it? Because that's what you did, dummy. Because that's what you did for 8 months. This how I talk when I get past it. Oh my, you already know about me, so I don't even know what you coming in here trying to get on me about sounding mad. But who would do that? Like literally, who would do that? Why would you listen to anybody that tells you to put yourself in debt and you ain't got no money in order to get yourself out of it? That's just setting yourself up for failure. If anybody told me that, like the car, 21%, you would have got cussed out. I would never take any type of financial advice from you whatsoever. The moment you told me to get into something I know is going to set me further back in debt, that I know I can't pay, and I got to be stressed out in order to figure out how I'm going to do it. Deuces, deuces. I ain't got nothing else to say to you at this point. Um, hey Carol, how you doing? So yeah, but like we was talking about earlier, Rachel, that's all about desperation. That's all about people wanting to have something that can't have. They're not willing to wait the time. They're more willing to listen to somebody they don't know what the heck they talking about to set them up even worse than what they're doing. Sometimes you gotta look at stuff. People might be telling you to get yourself in these positions because they don't want you to grow above them. That's how I would have took that advice if I was Dante. Why is this 43-year-old woman telling me to set myself up for failure? Is it because she sees that I'm getting ready to take off and so she's trying to pull me back down? That's what would have been running through my head. Okay. But instead, you know, mm-mm. And she accuses people of having a poverty mindset, but it's actually a poverty mindset, right, to live above your means. That's exactly what it is. It's a poverty mindset, and it's just stupidity for you to do that. I mean, we all probably made our mistakes, and we learn from them as you get older and mature. But at 43 years old, the stuff that you're doing, man, don't even first make any sense that you're telling people to do don't make no sense. At some point, where does your wisdom kick in? You're 43 years old. 43. There's something that you learned in your life that should be telling you what you're saying to people is wrong. You shouldn't be doing it. And it goes against all morals. Your moral compass is in the garbage somewhere. I don't get that with her. She might be 43 in age, but her mind is 12 years old. It really is. Like she's a 12-year-old. Y'all are sitting here following a 12-year-old who has figured out a way to get money. I mean, that's how I see it. I might be wrong for saying that, but her mentality is 12. And if she don't stop eating all them darn sweets and stuff after she done conned all these people out of all this money to have surgery, weight loss surgery, tighten skin and all that, she's going to be back to that person that she was so frustrated about years ago. She has to stop. It's like you're all this stuff that you set out to do, even though you rip people off and doing, is about to slip through your hands because of your own doing. Like, mm-mm, crazy, craziness. Like I said, talking about her, it just sometimes it pisses me off because she acts so dinky. That's misleading what she did to Dante, right? She's older and should exactly. Remember the Disney trip? I felt like I was watching a grown ass woman relive childhood. Exactly. Well, you know what? I got my baby girl. She love herself some Disney World, but she ain't finna put her family in jeopardy to get there. Okay. And she got two kids. But yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. That's when she was pushing those darn digital products. She was pushing that editing course, and she was pushing the YouTube tips for $19 and $29. Right. Hey Allison, how you doing? Hey Chantel. Baby. Ain't nowhere in the world if I ain't never been. I'm from Florida, okay, and I done been to Disney World, Universal Studios, and everything more times than I care to admit. Okay, but ain't nowhere in the world if I'm finally going somewhere that I ain't never been before, and I want to really enjoy myself, that I would be spending that much time on my goddamn camera, sitting here trying to show y'all what I'm doing and how much fun I am having by myself. There's absolutely no way I'm gonna do that. But she was just looking like a complete idiot on that goddamn trip. Like, girl, put the camera down, enjoy yourself. You don't got the trip, you don't scam them. Just go ahead and enjoy yourself since this is the first time you ever been here. Right. And I can see that she felt like she wasted her money because she thought it was gonna go viral. Well, yeah. Well, it probably would have went viral, but everybody at that point already knew what was up and knew that she was a scammer and a liar. Uh, ah, like I said, some of it be funny, y'all. Some of it I be tripping off of. Some of it, literally, a lot of stuff I don't really speak on. When she do, I just be in the background watching and laughing because some of it's funny. But when she do stuff that just take advantage of people, then I have to say something about what she's doing or I speak on it. But a lot of oh my God, here she go. Speaking of which, let's see what she say. This girl just posted, I made $2,200 in 24 hours. maybe it's shout outs or channel reviews. Let's see what the lie says. If you're sitting around Googling how to make money on the you made $2,200 in 24 hours, but you ain't even make that on your YouTube in a whole month. Okay, girl. She did another one just now. Yeah. She just did another. I'm getting ready to play it for the people long as she around here playing no music. Starting with the channel reviews, I just want to say that I will be doing the first 5 channel reviews that I did a few days ago over again in another video because I want to offer more value than what I did in that video. Although that was really good value, I want to. This sounds like a repeat. Did she say this before? Value. So look out for those first 5 channel reviews in another video. This one. She did that already, and her eyebrows ain't done. This is an old one. Bye, girl. Oh my gosh, I have so bye, girl. Bye. Clickbait. She just put this up as if just did this just now. But we know that's not true because those aren't her eyebrows that she got with her sister this past week. This is a redone video that she did. Hold on. Or hold on. I could be wrong. Hold on. Okay, no. This is the one she did. No, that was a video I accidentally clicked. No, I was like, nah, she lying because she ain't even got the same goddamn eyebrows on now. Okay. No, she did another one. Her last one was I'm scared. Is it over? They like now this one right here was the one I was responding to when she said they lied on me. Girl, ain't nobody lie on you. Hold on. This right here is the one she did where she trying to copy off of Dante about moving to Dallas because Dante moving on the 1st of April. So she moving to Dallas all of a sudden. So what I did was I think I combined just no, it wasn't just go. I think I combined I'm so grateful, the woman in the yard, and time to tell the truth. I combined all 3 in that last video I did about her. No, but she haven't reposted. I clicked. I was wrong. That was my fault. I clicked on her name, and it was the first video that popped up. I didn't actually put it on the video, so it was my fault. Because I was about to say, girl, you are straight lying. This is a regurgitated video because you ain't got your eyebrows on. That was me. That was my bad. Hold on. Let me look at. For all y'all that don't know about Clones TV, make sure y'all go check them out. He was supposed to have been doing a live tonight, I think. That's an extension of Brothers Media TV. She's moving to Dallas and didn't even know when her lease was going to be up. She's just making up stuff. Did you know she was trying to sell that curl slime for $450? I think it was more like 500, but yeah, I seen it. Somebody said that she put it that high because It was the ladies that had exposed her on the original Curl Smiler that came back in December of last year. They came back on YouTube and they did like a interview, a live one-on-one talking about it. They said they think she did that in order for people who will not purchase it. They don't know. I hope nobody didn't spend $450 for that mess, for that 4 ounce bottle of curl stuff. Yeah. So that's how I took that because the ladies were saying people were still ordering it, but that didn't really make any sense because all she had to do was just shut the site down and take product off the offline. So the fact that she still had it up there just meant that she was just trying to get money. But hopefully nobody paid $450 for a 4 ounce bottle of curl smiler activator, basically what it was. Mm. That wasn't even first hers. That, like I said, y'all, that girl is something else. She is, she is something else. And I think Make a Change. Wasn't you the one who did that video? It was like a 2 hour video. When I had did my explaining the whole full story of DoorDash, I was referring to someone that had did like a 2 hour thing, but I couldn't remember your name. But I believe it was you. You had did a 2 hour thing back in the day when she first had came onto YouTube and you was breaking down her bills and all that other stuff that she was talking about she did. Oh, good night, Allison. You have a good night. Yeah, girl. I hope. Oh, Jesus. I hope nobody paid that. I pray nobody paid that. You say why she don't have edges and her property is so good? I don't know. Now, like I said, my family have alopecia in it, so maybe that's what's going on with her edges. I was blessed from my father's side versus my mama's side, cause my mama people, boy, none of they be having like little bald spots on their sides and stuff. My sister, she saw my youngest sister from my mom's side, she just shaved off all her hair because she said she wasn't finna deal with it. So I was a little blessed. So I don't want to pick at her edges because I know people do suffer from stuff like that. I am working on a documentary style video on Dodad. Yeah. Mhm. She's something else. She's different. I can tell you one thing. She ain't got a conscience. She got a soul, because we all got a soul, but that girl ain't got no conscience to do this to people whatsoever. I don't see them. They haven't I haven't seen brothers maybe they're gonna come on late because they normally come on like later at night and we end up be staying on there like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning on these lives. I'm just saying because she brags about how good her product was. It's still up. Oh, I don't know if it's still up or not. I hope not. Because that's crazy if it is. I know a lot of that stuff when I was doing that full exposure video. I had got the conversation off this website called Lipstick. It was Lipstick something where they was I said it inside the video. What people was complaining, and she was actually writing these people back and forth, so you could literally see the conversations between her and the people that she ripped off for the curl smiler. And so I researched the product itself. Now she did take a trademark out on that particular product, the Pearl Smiler product. She did a trademark on it. But the actual name was already owned. The name Pearl Smiler was owned by a photography company in Waco, Texas that did photo shoots. And I guess she stole their names. This was a $16 million company. Now, why in the world she was still a company? Which I'm kind of shocked they didn't trademark the name. I'm shocked they didn't do that as big as they was. But why she tried to steal from a huge company like that in the same city that she in is beyond me. Most people that do stuff like that is going to reach out further, so it's harder for them to find. This fool did it within her same city. So and then the whole product, the actual curls, the curl smiler product was actually somebody else's product that she purchased from them, and she was reselling it to other people as the curl smiler. Yeah, she's very bold and very stupid. She has absolutely no business sense whatsoever. Cause some of that stuff that she got in trouble for and got sued for, anybody with any kind of business sense. I don't mean you ain't even got to have been in business that long, well not to do some of the stuff that she was doing. Oh, that's online, huh? About the Carl Smiler company, the photo company. If you go back on the video, I'll put a clip in there about that. The lawsuit, if you go to the Texas, I think it's Waco, Texas, the city of Texas, you can see all that on their website. That's what I was telling you when you was asking me one night. I think you had wrote me real early one morning. I was telling you how you can go about getting it. But a lot of those documents are not going to be able to see the actual documents themselves unless you purchase the documentation so you can see it. That's not it's not free information. Matter of fact, you have to sign up for the website and you have to order it. Okay. Yeah. All that's free information. Yeah, she got sued by the Curl Smiler the actual name, and she got sued by a lady that she actually sold the product from. Which she herself talked about it in one of her videos. But she don't talk about it in depth. She just said she'll never do it again. She made that mistake. That wasn't no mistake. That was just you just being straight stupid. Trying to use somebody else's likeness as your own product. You said you want to purchase it. Well, yeah, yeah. Go to the. It's in Waco, Texas. Matter of fact, wait, hold on. Let me get their website thing. Which one? My videos it was covering. It was the full explanation of DoDash. Like I think it was like a orange like background. It had like three. Hold up, let me get the exact title for you too. Because I put clips of everything that I actually researched in that particular video. Um, to show proof of what I was saying. That ain't it. That was perfect narcissist. Y'all know I do a lot of freaking videos every day. um, okay. Um, no, it was the one. It was Who is DoorDash, aka Latoya L. Jones. They were all included inside that video. Mhm. Yeah, no, the Lipstick Alley website was when I went to go do my own research about DoorDash. I had known all the stuff about the curl smiling and stuff like that, but then I was actually looking for all the evidence because everybody kept saying it was online. So that's where I came up on the podcast. I had saw her podcast. I tried to click on the podcast, but the podcast wouldn't let you play it. But on the sides of the podcast, it gave you like and this was actually before she started scamming over here. So I don't, and it seemed like it was a little legit as to what she was talking about because it looked like she was just talking about life. And matter of fact, I believe in the story I was saying a lot of those podcasts she was redirecting on the YouTube platform, but then she was kind of changing up from her description on the podcast. Um, Somebody actually had wrote on my video and they were saying that they actually listened to the podcast when it was available a couple of years ago. But I guess as people were starting to find her out, she deleted the podcast because at one point you could actually go in there and listen to it. It has a link like you can, but when you click on it, nothing plays. The most I've learned about Doden. Oh, it's a lot out there. It really is. Like before I started doing the exposure videos on her, I think I made a video and I was saying somebody really needs to like do a study on her because this is I mean, it was wow all the stuff that people were saying, like it really did seem like it was unbelievable, but no, it was actually true. All that stuff was actually in fact true. But yeah, Jane. So if you try to go on those podcasts now, I don't think you're gonna be able to hear them. Because from what I understand, they said she deleted. She didn't take it down, but you can't not just looking at it. Now, if it's a you can go in there and make a purchase, so that way you can hear it. Maybe that's how you can hear it. But just looking at the actual website is just going to tell you a top. It's going to show you the title of the podcast, and it's going to tell you a description about what she's talking about um in each podcast series. But when you go to play it, it don't let you listen to anything. So I don't know if you have to purchase it or like they said that she just actually deleted it. There's so much going on about that woman. That's why I said earlier, I honestly think with all the scanning and the lying she has done, I don't even know if she know who she is at this point. I think she done got lost in her identity because she done took on so many different people. She doesn't know. Like she done lost she done disconnect with reality a little bit. It sure is. She has done way too much. Exactly. And unfortunately for her, on top of the fact, if she does, and I know because I have a family member who is schizophrenic, if she is schizophrenic and she's doing all this, she probably can't connect with one personality from the next. But she shows some real strong characteristics of being someone who has split personalities. And I know how to recognize I'm not a doctor, so I can't diagnose her, but just looking at how she acts and how my family member act is almost looking at the same person, but just with a different face. Um, yeah, they kind of do some of the same things. But the thing about my cousin is she don't be taking on other personalities that she don't have already in her head. Way that DoorDash takes on these personalities on this freaking platform. It's crazy. She might be lost up there, y'all. Mm, yeah. And she even said on one of her videos back in November. So make a change. If you go back on her, I got a little clip of it in my video if she haven't deleted. But back during Thanksgiving time, made a video where she was saying how people she don't like going around family because they bring up a lot of stuff. But in that video, she mentions in the video how her family talks about her being on drugs, having to take medication, about her weight and all that other stuff. So I don't know. If you haven't deleted, maybe you can go pull more of it or listen to it yourself or whatever you want to do for your blog. Yeah. And I think that's a part of me that always was like trying to kind of not that I'm saying I felt bad for her, but if she got something mental going on, then maybe that's the reason why she's doing what she's doing. And it will make a little bit more sense as to somebody that is just doing people and taking advantage of people at the rate she's taking advantage of people at. Because she even video, I don't know if she deleted this video yet, but I think I made a clip of that one as well. She was talking about how people, her one and only friend, basically left her alone. And this was just a couple of weeks ago. And of course, the one and only friend that she has is jealous of her success on YouTube, and that's why she's treating her like that. No, she treating you like that because, like everybody else on YouTube that's seeing it, you got a problem and you need help. But this is affecting other people. Many people have mental issues, take the medicine and excel. Correct, correct. But if she's not taking her medicine, and you know, and I said it on one of my other videos, like that one video where she had that little white spot on her nose, that didn't look like no booger. That didn't look like nothing. It looked like powder. It really did. I don't know. I don't wear makeup, as y'all can clearly see. I don't do that. But I don't know. I ain't never seen no makeup that just sit on your nose the way that was sitting on her nose. And she was trying to keep wiping it off, but she kept missing it, and she didn't want to stop recording. So I mean, it's there for all to see. I don't know. So I think she got a lot of stuff going on. That's the part of me that if she does, I wish the woman get help so that way she can get better. But have y'all noticed how none of her family actually, other than her sister and her grandmother, occasionally, nobody else really interacts with her with this stuff. And then it's like she's single, she doesn't have any kids, there's no man in her life. Um, and if she is dealing with all this stuff, on top of that and being isolated and feeling like no, I mean, she just be creating a world for herself within her world while she's taking people money. My mind just makes me look at everything, the whole picture. I think the woman needs help. I really do. Well, y'all, I'm about to get off of this live because my phone just gave me a 20% warning. So it'll be like clipped on y'all. But thank y'all for talking with me. I normally like to do it for hours, getting late. It's 10:16. I gotta get collect my data on my YouTube account because I like tracking my stuff. Um, Thank you so much. You have a good weekend too. Thank y'all for the love and support. Thank y'all for watching and for y'all time. As always, be your brothers and sisters keeper. Keep God first. And toodles.